This is the Real Ass Podcast.
If you were told, hey, this band wants you on the bus and it's going down, and then if you
goes down.
She
goes down.
Like, I'm sure, like Jay-Z, there's probably shows where you get off stage and, you know, the girls are backstage and you go in a room and you whip your dick out. It's totally normal, totally fine. If you're a comedian and you do that and you hold the door or whatever, your career's done. Your fucking show's canceled.
He didn't hold the door. He didn't hold the door.
Did he or did he not hold the door?
That story said he did. In the story, none of the girls said anything about him holding a door.
Okay.
Which is what's funny is that's the story that I heard initially, which was that he held the door, and then the real story came out, and the supposed real story came out, and it wasn't him holding the door or anything. In my mind, I'm going like, okay, he did absolutely nothing wrong in that case.
Well, because he didn't touch anybody, he asked
for
permission.
Consent, dude. I don't know, man. I'm an adult. Maybe it's just because I don't look at power dynamics that way. It's not as black and white as men have more power than women. I've been in situations where women have a lot more power than me. I grew up in a household full of women. You know, I didn't have any men in my house, so it was women who had power over me. So my perspective on the world isn't like, oh, a man inherently has power. No, my perspective is like, no. I was my actions were controlled by women my entire life, from the time that before I had memories to, you know, till even now. I'm a serial monogamous. I'm always in a relationship. I said a few minutes ago, like, I wouldn't cheat on my girlfriend because she'd fucking, you know, castrate me. I'm half kidding. But the reality is, you know, there's something to that. There's something about, I do become very submissive with women sometimes, and that comes from being raised by women.
Yeah. Well, also, if you don't need to wield that power in that way, like if you don't get off on that, it's not a thing. Like especially if you're in a music group or you're an artist or I'm sure it's like that with sports celebrities, right? Because I've been to minor league games where this kid was going to get a contract with a major team, and talk about groupies waiting out back. I mean, this kid had beautiful. He was like a 21-year-old kid, had beautiful girls, like 50 girls waiting for autographs and to meet him because they know he's getting an $8 or $9 million deal or whatever for a Major League Baseball team. Now, are those women predatory? Are they gold diggers? I don't know. I don't even care. To me, they're smart.
If he lines them up and has sex with all of them, is he now predatory because he's in a position of power? That's my problem, is when you try to deconstruct all of those things, right?
Right, it's so complex.
Especially the average human fucking dumb fucking idiot walking the street who doesn't fucking know his asshole from his hand, right? Everyone out there has these crazy opinions, like they're going to really deconstruct human psychology that way. No, look at yourself. Look at the way that you act. Look at the way that your friends act, and the people that you want in your life, and the people that you want around you, and make sure that you kind of hold yourself to a certain standard. And as simple as that, it's all about personal responsibility. And I think right now in society, and this is coming from a minority, this is coming from a person who grew up being abused, like I could easily take that stance and easily call myself a victim, but I don't. And if I'm going to hold myself to that standard, I think we should hold everyone to that standard. But musicians, that's got to be like crazy. There's got to be like Steven Tyler. I mean, what do you, in the 70s and 80s? I mean, he doesn't even remember what he did. There's no fucking way. Like, what scandals are going to come out? Because
they're already coming out.
They're going to go down the line. They're just going to go down the line. And it's kind of funny because it's been like 2 days that there hasn't been a major like accusation, I guess, against a dude. But they're going to move into the music field next because...
No, they already did.
Who they?
They were trying to say something about the kid from Of Mice and Men, but then it turned out like this girl was being catfished.
He's retarded. What is he going to do? He's trying to pet her.
He didn't know his own strength.
He loved her. Think about the rabbits.
The old singer, who's a really nice guy, a really good kid, he was like, no, you were catfished. That's not even a real account. Like, he was like... acting inappropriately. See, that's the other thing too. We got to really specify. There's a major difference between misconduct and assault. No one's taking any sort of assault or alleged rape. We're not saying, we're not like trying
taking it lightly.
Yeah, we're not taking that lightly at all. But misconduct is so complex. Your perception of misconduct might be completely different than somebody else's. So that's why I bring up the music thing. It's like,
of course,
or someone whipping out their dick at an after party. You know how many times I've seen that?
There's a 50-year-old lady going, Led Zeppelin fucked me with a fish when I was 14.
Right. Right.
And she still has the fish.
Yeah.
You know?